Here we have is Nookstone, the price that we are going to renovate today. Just look at it. Of course, this thing needs a renovation job. And so let's dive right into it. And to start it all off, I'm just going to get everything into my inventory that I can. Because with this, we only have 1,000 simoleons to change this price up. So, we need to keep as many of the items as we possibly can, as when we sell them, they're going to depreciate. So we're grabbing all the items, going in, throwing some lights in the price so we can see it, and just really diving into it, getting into changing up this price for the better. And now with this build, the aim of it is to keep as much of the original look as possible. Is we're renovating the area, we're renovating Oasis Springs, but we're wanting to keep the look the same that it originally had, but updated and more nicer and more of a modern version. And with the challenge, just having that extra 1,000 simoleons just makes it a whole lot more interesting. And so right here, we're just going through. As you can see, the house has multiple different wallpapers. Like, I don't know who let that go and pass. Like, it's weird, just weird. I know you can get modern Yorks and different things using different wallpapers and Yorks, but the two things that they had combined here was just disgusting. Just absolutely not working at all. And so here, diving in, throwing some windows, like getting the York, I, for some reason, am not really looking at the budget there. As you might have seen, those were some very expensive windows, and we definitely do not have that budget in this build, especially since this yacht is like a $13,000 yacht on its own anyway. And so it's like, yes, than a starter home. Like a starter home is like 18, 20,000. And so, yeah, to renovate this price with it only being like 14,000 ish, we have just not not very easy. And so here we have just cut off an area for the bathroom and the bedroom, and then keeping the rest open. Walls not cheap to do, so we can't have like walls absolutely everywhere, throwing the items down. And so here in the beginning, I was like, okay, I'll have living room off to the side, the kitchen right here. I thought it'll be good, it'll be nice. We had all these countertops. We may as well give them like a half decent big-ish kitchen, because it was all there. And so here, putting it all out, putting it all together, as we can see, throwing the dining table out and down, and yeah, just really looking through. This is the point where I noticed, crap, I used $220 window when I could use a couple of $40 ones. So once again, more mucha, the more areas we can make nicer for later on. And so saving that, yeah, just getting the space out, opening it up as much as we can, getting as much of this beautiful natural sunlight in that the desert here at Oasis Springs provides for us. Here we are, the dining table. Getting rid of the other unnecessary things, like there was 2 trash cans on this yacht. We only need 1. And yeah, going out the front and trying to put this down, and then realize, wait, that's money. I literally can just use some pavers out of the terrain tools that doesn't cost anything. And so that will give us more simoleons. Yeah, doing a little bit of landscaping here. Now, landscaping, not my greatest point. I'm still looking to grow in this area. I know that there is some amazing things you can do with landscaping. If you guys have any tips or tricks, videos, ideas, throw them down in the comments below. I want to hear, what is your go-to landscaping things. And now we're diving into the bedroom here, just changing it up, getting a color. Decided to go blue for this room. Now looking for some floors. Wooden floors are always looking good, looking great, nice. We'll update a price, but also keeping that oldish, rundown type of look, as this is a very cheap price. And we really we really go with that look here in this bathroom. The old white, grey, run down bathroom that we have here that you probably are expecting to find in a price that is this cost. And so yeah, so we go with that and just going back and forth and about where can I save money? What can I do to make this price look better? And so throwing in some more windows in the kitchen. And now at this point, I'm like, okay, actually, I think I can save some money by selling some more countertops and moving the kitchen to the back into this little nook here. And so we decide to do that, moving the kitchen around, getting it better. Just thinking that like this space is a little bit nicer, with the small dining table here, and maybe we can, create more of a living space and an area for your sim that is working hard to be able to come to and relax. Once again, here I noticed expensive floor. I don't need that super expensive floor when I can get the same nice wooden finish, and so change that out. And just looking at the space, what can we do? I now have $770. So just looking through, I'm grabbing this rug. Obviously, I am not looking at the price, as that was a $720 rug. What am I doing? But yeah, as you can see there, I noticed crap, I only have 40. Yeah, they must have paid so much on a rug. So we find another nicer, cheaper one. But yeah, with these builds, it's just really difficult. It it really is difficult, and yeah, just teaching myself to build on a budget and learning different things. It's a lot of fun to do, and yeah, yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And these tips and these tricks like that you guys have, I can't wait to hear. Like, what is your go-to budget items? How do you do things? I haven't really gotten into using debug or the hidden objects yet either. And so maybe that is something that I'll dive into. And now here I'm like, okay, I want to have an activity for the Sims to do in every single one of these. The Sim has to have something that it can do. And so in this space, I decide to go with this games table that you can play different gambling sort of games, cards, things like that at this table. Figured, it's something to do, and it fills space. It makes this big space not look as large and as big. And then right here, I'm like, oh gosh, I paid 132 simoleons for these bedside tables. We don't need that much to spend on these. So I get the cheaper one, as we already had one of them. Throwing in the dresser, just really, really going through, making all the touches that we can, trying to fill out this empty brace as much as we can, and going with this old York. Yeah, and then at this point I realized, wait, for these challenges, I'm allowed to drop the walls. Why did I not drop the walls earlier? Um, making the wall smaller makes your space look smaller, and so it doesn't look as vast and as empty without all the things. So yeah, if we drop the walls down, going around the house, now redoing all the windows, throwing them back in all the spots and the areas, just opening it up, helping to make the space not look so empty. Because if you have a lot of empty walls, of course, it looks empty. And so, yeah, just putting in all the windows in all the places that we can. And now for this, I decide to keep the roof. I don't know if that was the best idea. What are your guys' thoughts on that? How would have you made this roof look better? But yeah, decide to keep the roof and yeah, go with it, stick with it. I couldn't really think in this time how to change it or make it better. Probably should have just, painted the top, but hey, this is all yearning. This is all part of the fun of these 1000 simoleon renovation challenges, is looking and seeing, and with the challenge, what can I do? And so yeah, it's all a part of this wonderful, great learning curve. And yeah, just throwing in all these items. Now I'm like, okay, I have roughly 245 simoleons left. Um, what can I do to make this a little bit nicer? Prance. You can never go wrong with prance. So here we are, just throwing in some prance in the space, in the area, just looking, moving the mailbox around, um, seeing if there's anything I can do with the front. This is where I'm like, okay, I want to keep that York, but I I really don't like it. This isn't working. And so I decided to go with this wallpaper. You lighten the price up a little bit, give the cornices a little bit of a look, you know. Normally, like you could do this with columns. Obviously, we don't have the money to do that with columns. So I decided, yeah, to go with this wallpaper. And now I'm just going to get out front, doing a little bit more landscaping, touching it up, making it look a little bit more worn down. Like maybe people say, oh, is this an empty price? It's run down. Like they're looking in at the price saying, can I bunk here? Can I hide? So kind of like wanting to go with that and giving it that bit of that rundown look here. And so I'm just going around, getting rid of this yarn that was around as we moved the house forward. It left these yarns. So yeah, just updating that, making it a little bit messier, a little bit more rundown, and yeah, looks like it's been walked on and about a little bit. As the guys come out the back, maybe do some shady little deals and things. But here we have it, guys, the front of this price. And now here's a bit of a viewpoint from the top and just looking at it, seeing what else can I add, can I do. And then I was like, okay, I can add some more windows here at the side. So we're doing that, throwing those in, really just touching up the final little bits and details and pieces. More rugs, always nice. So we put it in the bedroom for your sim, and just adding a little bit more color, a little bit more stuff in there. And so yeah, just like, what can I do? Can I spend every last little simoleon that I have? Let's throw a brand on this table. Yeah, and now we're looking and decide, okay, I think that's it. So let's go through the price here at the end. Just look how much better, how much nicer is that than it was in the beginning. This rundown price. And there we have it. The Nookstone renovation build. Man, these budget reno builds are challenging. Whose price are we going to do next? Will it be the Calientes?